Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Call of Cthulhu, where off in the distance we have Warehouse 36. I don't know if it's the really big one, or it's that smaller one next to it. I would imagine it's the big one. That would probably make the most sense. It's just there's a lot of nondescript buildings nearby it. This is a game I'm playing more on a friend's recommendation, more than anything else, like I always say. Suggest whatever games you'd like me to play next. I'm always interested in recommendations, because I like to play lots of different games. Even if I'm not necessarily that particularly familiar with the Cthulhu mythos, or even the tabletop RPG that this game is based on. Right now we are investigating the deaths of the Hawkins family, supposedly perpetuated by Sarah Hawkins, who had gone mad and set her family ablaze. We've just met with James Fitzroy, the captain of Charybdis, the only boat that still sails between Darkwater and Boston. His base is the harbor master's office, from where he misses nothing that happens on the island. The inhabitants of Darkwater respect him, the bootleggers despise him. He offered to help me with this investigation. Helping out them landlubbers. Okay, so I have one more character point. I'm going to toss it in psychology, because I believe that's what I'm trying to upgrade, so I can bring that up to level 3. No. But for now, let's make our way to Warehouse 36. I did look up some reviews, not necessarily to read the reviews, just to kind of get the little brief snippets from them. Overall, Call of Cthulhu hasn't necessarily been reviewed particularly well. The highest score I saw given to it was an 88 from IGN. Oh, hello.
Where do you think you're going?
Warehouse 36.
I'm not here to hinder your work, officer. Edward Pierce, private detective.
Sorry, we're all a little on edge today. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up all that stuff again?
That man is like all bottom teeth.
That case was closed months ago.
Are there others interested in the warehouse?
Others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
Because we're on the same team.
What's the difference between a police officer and a private detective?
The badge?
Exactly. Apart from that piece of metal, there's nothing that sets us apart.
You think so?
We're looking for the same thing, you and I.
Okay, spare me the next verse. I'll tell you what I know. There are sailors who think that there's a beast.
That man's
prowling
head
around the docks.
is in constant
Then again, these guys
lolling.
panic at the thought of bringing a rabbit onto a boat, so...
I see.
And there are others who would like to use the warehouses for their goods.
Who are they?
Sorry, I really can't talk about them.
It's like his head is on a pre-scripted animation that is just constantly going on in a circle, and there is no way he can escape his fate of his head just always rolling back and forth. One thing that seemed to be common in a lot of the snippets I saw of reviews was that the ending of this game kind of sort of falls apart. But we'll see whether or not it does when we get there. In the meantime, we've got a murder to solve.
Come on, you could tell me. Who's this guy?
No idea. You better keep it shut.
Why, we don't have a clear conscience.
Why are these guys blocking the way?
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
This passage leads to the Hawkins warehouse.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's going to be complicated.
No, it's very simple, in fact. Fuck off.
I don't give a damn about
that-
your racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
You could step slightly to the right, and you, sir, can step slightly to the left. You work for Cat?
She's your boss.
What? You listen through keyholes.
How many
She's
keyholes
the
are there
boss,
here?
Yeah. She says who goes in or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that you also talk too much.
She must be quite intimidating if she can make two men like you tremble.
She redid the smile at the last one who wanted to get in.
I hope he had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand. She really cut him a new smile.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
Okay. You really
She
are
sounds
scared of this cat.
frightening, your boss.
And she doesn't like to be talked about behind her back.
So, who are you?
Are you stupid or are you doing it on purpose?
On purpose.
Everybody knows us on Darkwater.
I'm not...
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard for the owner of the site. And we let no one enter her property.
Alright, alright.
I bid you gentlemen farewell.
So it sounds like this is going to be complicated. Let's see where this path on the... let's see what these very kind-looking gentlemen have to say. Everybody seems to be standing in pairs, except for that guy. He has no friend.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
Who's St. Brendan? I just arrived, you fools!
How can I be the one who defaced your saint? I've just come ashore, you idiots.
That's true. We're as drunk as lords.
You bet. You could have gone by without us seeing you.
Do not rile me. You can hardly stand up.
He's right. We're no match.
For the moment. We're annoyed. It's understandable.
You know, considering they're so
You,
drunk,
our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait. Now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to Darkwater?
you know, for being drunkards, they're at the very least very well spoken in regards to their argument. They're like, oh yes, you're right, we're probably very drunk. Find out about the island. About
That
St.
statue
Brendan.
represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Now he no longer protects you.
Peculiar
Is this where you
house.
live?
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
So what do you do for a living? What do any of the people on this island do for a living, really?
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Also, if you
Detroit
never
gives
know
us
whether
a
the
few
sun is
chores
up,
every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
the whaling
So we
station
drink.
shut down like 150 years... No, not 150 years ago. That's from today to then. This game takes place in the 1920s. The last catch, the miraculous catch, was 1947. So it's been a good 70 years since whaling has happened. Who are those guys
Two
that are
guys
keeping
behind
guard?
you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
That is one of the most ridiculous lines ever.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
You see, we are also too afraid of Cat to say anything.
I have an offer that could interest you.
We're listening.
I need you to keep them busy for a while.
You send us to take the punishment while you go quietly about your business. What's in it for us?
What would convince you to help me?
There's only one thing that'll get us to move.
For sure. Bring us something to drink and we'll take care of the bootleggers.
All right.
I'll be
All right.
back.
Take your time. We're going nowhere.
I know just the place to get you something to drink. But first, actually, I'm going to see what goes at the end of this pier over here. The other day, I was trying to remember the word pier, and the closest I could manage was dock. And I'm just like, you ever get to the point where sometimes you're trying to remember a specific word, and for some reason it's just gone? It's just gone. Ah, and this must be the statue, what's his face? Occultism.
Saint Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in.
I can't help but notice that they shaved off his face. That he is now faceless and looks quite similar to the faceless men we saw in the intro to the game. Let's see, what do we got? Does the patron saint of whales and whalers still protect the sailors of Darkwater? Visibly, there were other gods before Saint Brendan, and their worshippers do not seem to be of this opinion. The locals still worship the old saint, but a mark was made on the statue by another cult. Alright. Well, good luck catching anything in that algae.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get us into trouble.
What could have done so much damage?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign.
Hmm. And where does this go, actually, before I head into the bar and get a drink? We've got this fellow.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
Are you not scared of their boss?
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
What are bootleggers
This
doing
warehouse
around
looks
here?
abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. If you want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
The Spot Hidden skill allows you to detect hidden items. But these items will not reveal themselves unless I have enough of the Spot Hidden skill.
A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil.
Oh. Lever. This lever activates a
A
mechanism.
handle. It must come from these old winches.
Let's see. Is there something for me to wench down here? Or am I all out of wenchable material?
It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
Oh, or are there multiple paths I can take? And then this is just another path into Warehouse 36.
I could use this old winch to lift the grating.
Okay. Now, how do I grab onto the wench? If I was using... Oh, no. Ah, alright. Because there's no instruction for me to be able to... I wonder if I'm missing something. And this is actually something I need to do later. Alright, let's come back here later on. Let's leave this old-timey car alone and go buy ourselves a drink to buy for others. Using whatever money we have.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
You again.
Do you know the Hawkins warehouse?
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
Let's buy a bottle of
Let's
whiskey.
say I want to buy a bottle from you.
Let's say I don't want to sell you one.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
Order a drink?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
Okay. So...
That'll be all for now.
Where am I going to get a bottle of booze? Am I going to be able to just...
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens. We may not be pro...
That's true. It's a reminder.
You know what the
I heard
history of the Hawkins family?
owned a warehouse on the docks.
An old family of ship owners.
Tell me something I don't already know.
They were made much richer by the miraculous catch. You shouldn't talk about the dead like that. We're not speaking ill. We're just saying that Daniel Hawkins made a fortune without taking any risk. There!
Interesting.
You're speaking ill, you see.
It's your proof that the miraculous catch really did happen.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Huh. So where, oh where...
What? Another break?
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
So this is clearly
Won't try
Cat.
again anytime soon. We gave him a good hiding.
So you said to yourselves that after such a feat, you could abandon your post.
It's just a little drink. We taught those guys a lesson.
We'll return right after. It's just that standing guard.
Hold on.
There's something coming. Something real bad.
Okay, there were not those guards. It was the guards that I saw move over to from there into there. Okay, so that is what changed.
I told you to beat it.
Still refuses to talk. Okay. Door is still locked.
I told you to beat it.
I'm relatively low on people I can talk to. Let's see if these two guys have something for me.
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told him, that flunky, that he'll see what a real sailor has in his belly.
If you continue like that, everyone will see what you've got in your belly.
I hope so. I hope they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
I mean they're going to cut you open, you idiot. Calm down.
All right. Maybe I should talk to that guy as well, but let's see if Captain Fitzroy can help us out.
What can I do for you?
The bootleggers have blocked access to the
Apparently
warehouses.
the bootleggers don't want anyone hanging around the warehouses.
They're part of the private property I mentioned earlier.
And yet the place looks abandoned. Why guard the entrance?
As a precaution, I suppose. All the warehouses are more or less interconnected by old sewers.
You mean that there's a way to go from one to the other by tunnel?
I couldn't tell you if it's still the case today for all the warehouses on the island, but I think I can imagine what you've got in mind. You can always visit them if you're not the claustrophobic type.
Okay, so this is basically pushing towards opening up that that path in the other warehouse with the crank that did not seem to work. Let's see if this guy has anything to say, and if not, we might have to go back to that other warehouse that was no longer blocked and see if we can use that underground path somehow. See what I might have missed. Okay. So this is my mistake. Is not realizing...
Should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch.
Is not realizing that I actually did not have everything I needed to control the winch. There we go.
A ratchet device. Exactly what I need.
And now the big question mark has a big check mark on it, so now we should be able to install the missing parts.
Looks like everything is in its place. All that's
Test
left is
your
to try
strength.
to turn this handle. Damn, I broke it.
Okay, am I just not strong enough to use it? Well... I guess there goes that plan.
Well, a little mouse has got lost on our turf. You're not only inquisitive, you're also stupid. What gave you the crazy idea to come onto my turf?
1, you wouldn't say anything. 2, you wouldn't say anything. I have no idea.
Your turf? That's news to me.
For a guy who has no idea, you've been doing a fair bit of poking around. My men saw you staking out the Hawkins warehouse.
That's because I'm trying to get into the Hawkins warehouse.
Detective. I'll tell you how things work around here. I decide who comes in and who stays out. And anyone who doesn't respect my rules, I punish them.
I feel as though her voice and her... So you're Cat.
Is your name Cat?
What of it?
Maybe we can come to an understanding.
Maybe. Or maybe not. this joker out of here. He might have a little trouble walking on his own.
That's what I get for trying to be civil.
I'm getting careless. I didn't see that coming. If I want to get into this warehouse, I'm going to have to deal with her.
Do I still have my lighter? Alright. You have any booze I can steal?
So, have you got what we asked you for?
Nope. I got beaten up.
I'll be back.
Take your time.
Interesting.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
Alright, so these guys probably don't have much new
What's
for
with
me.
you wandering around here?
We saw you. Go die of thirst.
Cat sent me? Let's give it a go.
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything to us?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
You again. I told you to beat it.
No need to get worked up.
Okay, so he's got nothing.
They can't understand.
You didn't tell me that the warehouse I was looking for was right in front of us.
Because its owner is dead. And I don't want to see you hanging around it.
You won't
Now,
see me
please,
hanging around
leave
it.
us to our work.
I'll
You
be
can't
inside the
understand.
warehouse.
You're not sailors. It's a sign.
Let's go talk to Kat again. See if she's there. How are you doing? You may have just beaten me up.
Hey, Mitchell. A drink for our new friend. I owe you. You don't know how to fight, but at least you've got guts.
Yeah, aching guts.
Huh. I've got them too. But you don't hear me whining like a pooch who's lost its leash. You didn't back down. It's something that I respect. So understand by that. If I catch you again, you'll carry a more permanent reminder of our encounter. Tell me, what brings you to Darkwater?
I'm gonna tell the truth. I think that's gonna help us better
I'm
off.
investigating the deaths of the Hawkins family.
It's very nice of you to tell me the truth so openly. But it's also really stupid of you. You really don't seem to know the area.
This
Let
is
me give
true.
you a little advice. If you want to survive more than a day in this rat hole, avoid talking about them to the first people you meet.
Let's see. I thought she was the biggest danger. You must know Darkwater well. I thought you were the biggest danger around here. Seems everybody's
Is that more
afraid of you.
dangerous than having a drink with you?
I'm not kidding. The old families, they were here long before us. And they'll be here long after we're gone.
The old families?
The descendants of the first whalers. These people truly worship their ancestors.
I've got a few questions about the island.
I'm not here to give you information. Mitchell will tell you what he wants to tell you.
Okay. But can I get into the warehouse, specifically the Hawkins warehouse? Because that's really the only place I need to go. I don't really care about your bootlegging operation.
I need to get into the Hawkins warehouse.
You're out of luck. It's on my turf.
It's precisely for that reason that I've come to see you.
Are you pulling my leg?
No, I'm losing patience. Would I have taken that risk?
Think it over. I've seen what you're capable of. And you didn't miss me.
I accept the compliment. Well, I see you're serious. To be honest, as long as it doesn't interfere with my business, I don't care. But I'll go with you, to make sure you don't stick your nose into things that don't concern you.
Sounds
Oh,
honest
I
to
have a
me.
companion.
I'm not finished. If I do that for you, if I let you onto our turf to conduct your little affairs, you'll be indebted to me, and I guarantee that I always collect on what I'm owed. Think about it. I help you, you'll owe me a favor in return. Do you accept?
Interesting, the multiple paths. Yes, I will accept.
Have a choice?
Oh, we always have one, Detective.
I'll
Follow
go
me.
with it.
Nobody questions your authority here. I was given to believe that Fitzroy stood up to you.
That dope tried to save face in front of his sailors. They revere their brave captain as they do their old statues. But sooner or later, all statues get buried in bird shit, and nobody cares.
So wait, who are you
And
selling?
the police?
Oh, they're
They did
probably
nothing
bringing
to
the
stop
bootlegged alcohol to the
local
mainland.
cops.
Like,
The cops drink like everyone else, sweetheart. They know where their interests lie. Apart from that pig-headed Bradley. I don't know whether to admire his stubbornness or to have pity on him.
gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors.
so Bradley is that one? And that one's head is just rolling around because he's just so drunk.
It's fine.
At least I don't have
He's with
to
me.
help that guy, those two out.
Okay.
And how very kind of these guys for stepping aside, knowing that Cat was going to be coming through. There's a ladder that does not seem to go anywhere. It seems broken.
Be a gentleman and move that for me.
What am I moving? Oh, this gate. You know, I wonder if this has kind of led towards what they consider that weak ending, because there's
That's
so many
understandable.
choices
Do I still
trying
need
to wrap
hold your
everything
hand?
up.
Or do you think you'll get by on
becomes
your own
difficult.
now?
Don't overdo it.
Good. In that case, I'll leave you. I've done enough mothering for now.
Oh, okay, this is where our companionship ends.
Ugh, this place stinks.
Alright, let us put that point into psychology. We've got one more point before we raise that level. There we go. And now we've got Inhabitants Cat, gang boss. Boss of a gang of bootleggers, which seems to use Darkwater as a hideout. Cat always keeps an eye on her territory, the zone of abandoned warehouses on the docks. I have an impression that all the men on Darkwater fear her. Even Mitchell, the owner of the stranded whale, is reluctant to talk about her. She uses Darkwater as the point of departure for cargoes of whiskey, and she is slowly gnawing away at Captain Fitzroy's territory.
What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Oh. Did it seem like... No, okay.
The glass is shattered, like someone smashed it. Was it before or after the removal of these bandages?
This is Detective Vision. What else have we got? We also have this newspaper article from Le Petit Parisien.
Le Petit Parisien? Who might keep a news clipping about Sarah Hawkins?
Is this a bottle of sleeping
Can't
pills?
sleep. I know how that feels. Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this?
And what have we here? This bucket of disgusting blood and guts.
It smells as bad as it looks. Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
Unfortunately, my occultism has never really, upgraded much.
Someone treasures this crumpled picture to the point of sleeping with it.
Huh. Think we're done here. I don't know if we've actually learned anything, though. Let us upgrade our psychology. Validate our points, because we have to always remember to do that. Officially unused since Charles Hawkins' death, this warehouse recently housed a clandestine resident. Signs of life attest to the fact the presence of blood-stained bandages must also be noted, probably removed from a wound, as well as pills, painkillers, and sleeping pills. Moreover, the occupant seems to be obsessed with Sarah Hawkins, as attested by the presence of several documents connected to the artist's life. Photograph, press cutting. But is the discovery of a partly charred painting recognized by Officer Bradley as having come from the Hawkins mansion that allows all doubts to be lifted as to the link between the contents of this building and the Hawkins case? Huh. So what does that get us? There's a painting in this.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce, I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Let's team up. I've recently upgraded my psychology.
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. And
Some of these lines of dialogue I feel were clearly recorded separately from each other.
This guy went right under your nose.
But apparently, for the very least, somebody stole a painting from the crime scene and brought it to their warehouse.
This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear
Oh,
the
her last
passage or
name
I'll
is Baker.
shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why you?
Come on.
Is
keep
that a
your
fat
smile.
joke for that guy?
You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building?
Oh, yes.
That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Alright, Pierce managed to get into the warehouse. The place, thought to be abandoned, revealed some surprises. Sign of recent occupation, as well as a partly charred painting. Interrupted in his search by Officer Bradley, Pierce convinced him to join his investigation. The police officer is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins mansion. Enter madness. Yeah, some of the animations, especially with Cat, lack the subtlety they need, especially in comparison to the person who is voice acting her. Like, her words are enough to appear threatening. She doesn't need to also pound fist into her hand. But apparently it looks as though
Hawkins Mansion.
Sarah Hawkins has a bit of a superfan, and that superfan may have been the one that mailed out the other painting to Stephen Webster. Why is the caretaker still here?
He's clearly not doing any gardening.
You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
Yeah, I thought the mansion burnt in a fire. It's still kind of standing.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
I have other questions. Relax. Anything I should be wary of?
If there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
This place is falling into ruin.
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
You know this place pretty
You're
well.
the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
No, that's about it. Let's,
quickly here. And I want to be able to see when we arrive.
Can you really tell the difference between night and day?
Only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
But that we're gonna have to wait for another time. In the meantime, though, got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.